We're back, YouTube. What's happening? Um, Posted a short video earlier. Depending on when this video's dropped, I don't know if it'll be either today or tomorrow. Um, so I could have posted that short video yesterday, but I was talking about in that video going and getting a bit to make the aluminum wheels fit on the front of my truck. Just to give you some idea as to how big of a difference the hub center is between a first gen and a second gen. I'm going to show you a circle that I made around the factory hub center and aluminum wheel versus the size difference between that hub center and the hub center on my first gen. Obviously, the hole is the factory size on the second gen, and the black mark is the hub center difference on the first gen. So right there, I've got to take this much material out, roughly a 1/4 inch on both sides. So basically a 1/2 inch all the way around to make that fit over the hub center of my second gen, or my first gen, I apologize. But yeah, so that's going to take a while. So let's get to it. Like I say, I've already got air compressor hooked up, got everything run for this dude. We are going to use that bit to, like I say, chunk away at some material. So yeah, let's do it, guys. What's up, YouTube? We're back again. Um, Last we talked, showed you guys what I was going to do to the wheels to get those on the truck. We did get those on the truck, so that's a plus. Wheels are on, so we can move it around now. It is mobile again, finally. And then I said something about, we were talking about the frame. I said I was going to make a homemade sandblaster. So I just got back from getting a couple bags of play sand. I believe that's the better alternative of sand to use. It's all the same density, so no bigger, smaller pebbles. So that's what we're getting ready to do now. Like I said, I got the wheels on the truck, so I'm getting ready to fire it up, pull it forward, get it out of the way, clean up my mess from the whole wheel situation. I'm going to pull the exhaust off. I did notice it has clamps on the exhaust, so instead of cutting it, I'm just going to pull those loose um, so I can get those pipes out of the way, put those back somewhere to where they're not, well, I'm not tripping over those. And then I'm going to get this thing back in here after we build this homemade sandblaster together and hope and pray it works right. And see if we can't get the rest of this frame done. Possibly pull leaf springs loose, maybe drop those. If we can get those loose, pull them out, get those sandblasted. I do got a couple cans of paint. We'll go ahead and if we get the springs and the rear axle and all that stuff done, get that painted, get it put back in, get the frame painted before we put it back in, obviously. And then let's see what we can get done today. Let's get at it. All right, guys. So got the truck out, got my mess all cleaned up. Figure we move on to the homemade sandblaster. Figure we try this out. Hopefully it works. I did go and get a couple bags of play sand, but I'm pretty sure those have to be dry, and I think these are wet, unfortunately. But once we get this built, we'll split them open, get a little sand, put it in the bottle, see how that is going to play out. If it works wet, we'll use it wet. I don't care either way. Got a Mountain Dew bottle, spray nozzle. It's a little different than the ones I've seen people use, but we're going to try it. And drill bit. All we're going to do, right where the bottle kind of flanges over, we're going to take a razor blade and we are going to remove the little spinny thing that seals it before you open it. All right. Got that off. I'll take our drill bit right where that was at. I'll leave the cap on. Go through it, and then we're going to drill through the other side. I'm just going to take my razor knife, trim this up a little bit. Now, so the little spray nozzle I have, it does have a turn on it. So we're actually going to plug the grinder up. We're going to cut that right before that turn. Like I said, we're just going to cut it right before that turn. I do have a grinding wheel on this. I'm going to need it anyway, so I'm just going to use it to cut it. It'll be all right. Obviously, you can imagine that would close the end of it up a little bit, so we're just going to take and clean that out so it doesn't restrict our airflow. All right, and then this is basically going to go through our bottle like so. So what we're going to want to do is right here, we're going to want to cut a groove out of that about halfway down. That way the sand will fall down in that. Kind of like so. Then again, I'm going to take a razor knife, clean up around that, clean the inside of it up. When we're done, it'll look like that. Now, let's see if this fits through our hole. Oh yeah. Perfect. Just like that. If we wanted, we could cut this back shorter. I'm sure it would, probably blow more pressure if we did. But we're going to fill the bottle up and see how that goes. All right, guys. So, like I said, our sand is wet. Unfortunately, we're going to try it anyway. So I did go put some sand in it. And like I said, we're just going to try it and see what happens. If it doesn't work, we're just going to have to figure out a way to dry the sand, maybe, or find an alternative route. I don't know yet. I don't know. So I'm gonna hook up the compressor, let it start building up air, and I'll bring you guys outside with me. Like I said, I do got the truck sitting right outside the garage here, so try not to get as much sand in the floor as I can. Out there, it doesn't really matter, obviously. So yeah, like I said, let the compressor build up, and then we'll give it a little trial run, see what happens there. All right, guys, compressor's already built up a little bit of air. I kind of test run it a little bit. Not sure. Just want to kind of let you guys see what it's doing. Like I said, it's my first time doing this, so it's a trial and error situation. Yeah, I'm gonna kick the compressor back on, let it finish building up air, sit you guys down in a location where you can see, hopefully, and we'll see what happens.